Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru and welcome to my weekly Facebook ads Q&A show. So during these videos I answer some of the questions that I get asked about Facebook advertising through my YouTube channel, from people in my Facebook group. So if you want your question to be answered next week, go ahead and either leave a comment below this video or go ahead and join my Facebook ads mastermind group. There'll be a link in the video description. Pop your question in there and there's a good chance I'll choose it for next week's show. So with that said, let's get into the questions. So the first question is, can you run Facebook ads without a website? And the answer is yes, you can. You can run Facebook ads without a website, but you are limited in the types of campaigns that you can run. Most Facebook ad campaigns, or at least a lot of Facebook ad campaigns, are designed to send people to a company's website to either inquire and become a lead or purchase and make sales. But you could run messenger campaigns where the objective of the campaign is to get someone to start a conversation with you via Facebook Messenger, and then you can either manually do that or use chatbots to progress that prospect through your sales funnel and eventually make a sale. Obviously, if you run a like campaign, which is designed to generate page likes, so that's all done on Facebook. If you run a lot of brand awareness, video-based campaigns, a lot of that can all be on Facebook. So there's lots of different options, and yes, you can advertise on Facebook. Just make sure that when you're going through and selecting your campaign objective, you use ones that are going to work. You're not going to need a website link to send people to. Don't run a traffic campaign, for example. If you are advertising on Facebook though, I would recommend that you do set up a website at some point. For people to take that next step, they see websites as more serious a lot of the times than just a Facebook page or a Facebook profile. So I would go ahead and set up that website when you get a chance. Obviously that can cost money and take a lot of time, but it would be beneficial to your Facebook advertising to have a website in place. Okay, next question. Can you sell directly to cold audiences on Facebook? Now that really depends on what it is that you're selling. Most products, particularly anything that costs less than a couple $100, yeah, you can absolutely sell that directly to cold audiences. You don't need to have preliminary steps to warm people up. So a lot of Facebook advertising experts talk about advertising content first, promote your video content, and then retarget those people with your direct marketing ads. That's not necessarily important for those lower value products and lower value services as well. You know, if you're offering something fairly simple, cleaning service or something like that, absolutely just advertise that directly. If your product or service offering is very expensive, we're talking thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars, then yes, you're probably going to need intermediary steps. You're going to need to promote content first before you directly sell that. And that makes sense because if someone's going to pay you, let's say, £30,000 for a service, they're going to need to know that you are an absolute expert in your field before they commit that kind of money. So you need to demonstrate that, and that's where you need those other campaigns, and you can't sell that service directly. You need to warm those people up. So it really depends on what you're offering and the price point. If you're offering something lower value, anything less than $200, $300, you can probably get away with advertising that directly. Anything more than that, you probably need preliminary steps. And if you are selling things for, let's say, $5,000, you can afford to have multiple campaigns in your sales funnel. So the maths works out from that standpoint as well. Okay, next question. Can you still run engagement bait ads on Facebook? So if those of you don't know, engagement bait ads are ads that are designed to basically encourage users to engage. So you might say something like, comment below to enter a free competition, or we're giving away one iPad, share this ad and show that you've done it in order to be entered into the draw for this free iPad, something along those lines. Now, they were very, very effective a couple of years ago because, of course, that much engagement meant that your relevancy scores went through the roof and the cost of your Facebook advertising really, really plummeted. But Facebook have been cracking down on that recently, these sort of engagement-bait ads. You'll see that if you try and create ads and you put in your copy, comment below, share this post, a lot of times that will flag and the ad may not get approved. So what I say is you can run engagement-bait ads, but what I would try and do is make it very specific to your product and service. Don't just offer a free iPad or whatever if that's nothing to do with your business. So make it related and don't make it too much about that engagement. Still have some other purpose for the ad. So people can go through and become a lead, become a sale, perhaps you're delivering value with content, but you can also encourage some engagement. So yes, you still can, but you've got to walk a fine line with them. Okay, next question. How do you change a Facebook frequency cap once it's already been published? Yeah, so if you've ever run like a reach campaign and set a frequency cap at the ad set level, it's very frustrating that once that's gone live, you cannot change that frequency cap. There is no way to do so. What I would recommend, instead of deleting that ad set, if you do want to change your frequency cap, is duplicate that ad set, change the frequency cap, and then simply pause the previous version of that ad set. Very frustrating, but it's all to do with Facebook's delivery method. So if you've said I want this ad to be delivered to my audience once, one impression per 5 days, if you then change that to one impression every 10 days, that really messes up their delivery, because of course they're delivering it, along that schedule. So unfortunately, it can't be done. Okay. Why bother creating a landing page when you can use Facebook lead ads? So this ties into the debate about, should I send people to my website to generate leads, or should I use Facebook lead ads? And the reason why you would go to the effort and the time and the expense, which is what it sounds like this person's interested in, of creating a landing page, is that often your lead quality is going to be higher. Facebook lead ads, Facebook lead generation campaigns are fantastic for generating lead volume. Sending people to your website usually generates higher quality leads, and it really depends on what you want. So you have to weigh that up. What I'd usually recommend for most service-based businesses is to test both. Okay, next question. Should I just focus on the mobile newsfeed placement if the majority of my traffic is coming from there anyway? So I sort of dug down into this question a little bit more, went back to the person. They said they were only running on mobile newsfeed and desktop newsfeed on Facebook, and they were seeing that something like 90% of their traffic was coming from the mobile newsfeed. And my answer would be to leave them both running. Facebook's pretty good at working out which placements will get you the best results. So if you're just running, a couple of placements with a conversion-based campaign, for example, you can just leave those running and Facebook will work it out. There's no reason to get rid of the desktop newsfeed in that case and eliminate that 10% of clicks that you're currently generating. So I would say in that case, don't worry about it, leave it be. Next question. How can I retarget people that have seen my ad? So you can't retarget people that have seen an ad, unless of course it's a video ad, and then you could retarget people that have watched that video. But you can retarget people that have engaged with a Facebook ad. So when you're creating your custom audiences, there's a section where you can obviously create custom audiences based on tons of things: website traffic, video views, etc. Go to page engagement, and in that there's tons of different options based on engagement. So you can retarget, you can create a custom audience out of people that have engaged with your Facebook page, that have engaged with an ad, that have clicked on a call to action button. So have a little play around with those, but yes, you can create a custom audience out of people that have engaged with your ad, and then obviously retarget that custom audience. Not quite the same as seen, because not everyone that's seen your ad would have engaged with it, but that's probably a better audience because those people were more engaged in the first place. Okay, next question. What plugin do you use to install the Facebook pixel on a WordPress website? So Facebook have like a new sort of bespoke integration that they use, but I just use a plugin called PixelCat. I'll include a link to that in the video description. Very, very simple, straightforward. All you need to do is grab your Pixel ID, pop it in there, and that'll make sure obviously the plugin's installed and activated. That will populate the pixel across your entire website. If you then want to install event code for people who visit certain pages, like let's say for example you want to trigger the purchase event when people reach your order confirmation page, very easy just to do that from PixelCat. So that's what I use, that's what I recommend. Okay, next question. How do you advertise a restaurant on Facebook? So this isn't my answer, but it's one that I agree with. This is something that someone else said in my Facebook Ads Mastermind group, is they said, why not try running a Facebook lead generation campaign with a coupon? So we've worked with restaurants before, and one of the big issues with Facebook advertising for a restaurant is being able to track the results that you're getting. Because of course people aren't making a purchase online, you don't have pixel data. You're hoping that people are going to see an ad and then physically come to your restaurant and eat there. If you give them a coupon in your Facebook ad, you can either do it directly in the Facebook ad or through a lead generation campaign so that you get their contact information and can obviously follow up with them for special offers and keep them up to date with what you're doing and things like that. And that can work really well because then of course people come into the restaurant, they go, oh, I got this Facebook 20 for 20% off on Tuesdays or whatever it happens to be. So that's what I'd recommend testing. As I said, not my answer, but one I completely agree with. Thought it was a really good answer that someone left in my group. Okay, next question. Should you use campaign budget optimization? Now, campaign budget optimization, or CBO, is something that's going to be mandatory from September 2019. So that's, as of recording this video, that's only 4 or 5 months' time. So I would recommend that people start using it now. For those of you who don't know, campaign budget optimization is where the your budget is optimized from. So it used to be the case, and you can still do this now, that you can set your budget at the ad set level. So let's say you had 3 different targeting options running, and each, you've got one retargeting website visitors, you've got one targeting a lookalike, and you've got another one targeting a interest targeting option. Now you had to assign a budget for each 3 of those ad sets. So let's say you put $50 into retargeting, $200 into your lookalike audience, and $100 into your interest-based audience. With campaign budget optimization, you can take that, all of that budget, so that $350, you can put that at the campaign level, and Facebook will basically work out which ad sets to give it to, and they'll optimize on that basis to get you the best results. So you don't need to work out how much each ad set, how much budget should be assigned to each ad set. Facebook will do that for you if you assign it at the campaign budget, at the campaign level, and that's what campaign budget optimization is. So I would recommend that you use it. I've created a video about it. I'll include a link to that in the video description in case you want more information. We use it for any new campaigns that we're creating. I'd recommend you use it because it's going to be mandatory from September anyway, so might as well get started and get using it now. Okay, hopefully that's been useful. As I said, if you want your question answered next week, go ahead and leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd really appreciate that, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.